Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Manisha here. I'm going to be doing a review for Born Pretty store. So I've got some items that have very kindly been sent out for me to review and to share with you, have a bit of a play. And I've got a couple of packs of foils here and also a foil transfer gel. So I have got a 20% off discount code, which is MMX20, so you can use that at Born Pretty store, and you can use it site-wide, so whether it's a full price or a discounted item, be sure to use that and you'll get 20% off everything. So first up is the transfer gel. So this is a gel product, so you will have to cure it in the lamp. That's the product code just right there, and it is clear. So I'll just show you there. It's got a really nice wideish brush here. So yeah, the idea is that you just use it over your nail. So obviously do your gel mani first, and then pop that over and cure it in the lamp, and then it makes transferring foils like this effortless. So I've got two packs of foils here. First up, I've got this one here, and then this is the product code here, 50140, and they're little packs of 10 foils, so you'd sort of get a good and really nice selection of colours. Now I did have an issue with these. They were actually all kind of stuck together, so there's going to be parts like that that actually stuck to the one beneath it. So I have got a few, there's another bit there, and I don't know why it's done it, and I feel like I've probably got a bit of a faulty pack here because I've never experienced that before. But anyway, I'll give you a quick run through of what they look like. I think these are like about 20 centimetres or so long. Yeah, I will measure them, I'll let you know down below, but there's a really nice range of colours in here. So these are kind of like an animal print, you know, and I'd probably advise to use a similar colour as your base. So if the transfer doesn't happen perfectly, which it never really does, because my nails are quite curved and I always have trouble with foils sort of sticking perfectly. So you can sort of see that they are quite stuck together. There's another one that's transferred from the one before it. So yeah, I had to spend a little bit of time trying to separate all of these, but anyway, you get a bit of an idea of what the colours, there's another one that's stuck from the one before, what the colours look like. There's a really good selection. You've got some that look more realistic, and then there's some sort of fun ones in between, and they've even put in an animal print, which is like more like a snake skin there, that's got florals with it too. So a really good selection. I'll be doing those on these tips today. So these are all done with gel polish. I've done 2 coats and I've cured them in the lamp, so then I'll be using this transfer gel using these. So I'll just do a selection of them. And then my next set, just put that back down there. So these ones are more like marble ones, so I'll just pull them out. Oh yeah, the product code, sorry, is there. They're not very expensive, and I can't remember the prices off the top of my head, but yeah, just sort of hop on the website and you can use the direct links down below. So these ones here, like I said, are marble, and there's a really nice selection. Now, I didn't have any issues with these ones. They weren't stuck together or anything like that. I really like this one. This one's just so pretty. There's that one, which is if you're into aqua blues, and there's obviously a repetition in the pattern, as you can see, sort of from there to there is a repetition, but I mean there's loads of foil here, definitely plenty enough to do at least 10 fingers if not 20, because you'd only literally need like one piece there would do at least 2 nails, so you can imagine how many nails you can do with that. And I mean, you don't have to do every single nail anyway, you could just do accent nails. That's a really interesting one. That's quite a florally one. Then you've got your pinks if you're into pinks, and I really like this one too. So for these ones here, I've prepared some tips. Again, I'm going to be using colours that kind of mimic those ones there, so if there's any missing parts it's not as obvious. But I will move on to the next part of the review, and I'll meet you back at the end. I will leave photos obviously for you to check out, and yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy. Okay, so first up I'm going to apply a nice even coat of the transfer gel, and yeah, just get it nice and even. You don't have to do a really thick coat or anything like that. And as you can see, it's not changing the base colour at all, it's just nice and clear, and yeah, really easy to use. Now, because it is a gel product, you will need to cure in the lamp. So if you've got a LED lamp, I'd advise to cure it for 30 seconds. If you've got a UV, you'll have to cure it for 2 minutes. Here's a little bit of a close-up of those animal print ones, and I'm going to do 5 tips for you today, and I'm going to be using this brown one first. So this is the one that's quite a realistic sort of looking one. Now, there are patches missing, but I have got a nail tip which is really similar in colour to this, so I'm not really worried about any gaps or anything like that. Now, try and get it as flat as possible, and then just use a silicone tool. If you haven't got a silicone tool, you can use your finger or a cotton round or just something like that to kind of press it down and try and get it laid as flat as possible onto the nail surface. So you'll just sort of see me drawing it all out here, trying to get to the edges and flatten and smooth as I go. And you will get creases from time to time. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of your nail. You'll have some bits that are kind of quite curved. My nails curve from base to tip, and also from left to right too, so I sort of have issues laying anything like this, which is quite a flat product, onto my curved nail. But just try and do it as you know, evenly as possible. You will, you know, get some patchy bits like this. If you do, you can just lay the foil on there again and just kind of work onto the areas that it hasn't actually transferred onto. That's probably why I advise to use a base colour that's as similar as possible to your foil colour. Just so you can eliminate any issues like this. So if you do have the base showing through, it's going to blend in as best as possible to your, you know, your foils, and then those issues or problems that you have with the foil transferring not 100% are kind of eliminated. So yeah, you know, this one I really had issues with, and I don't know why, whether it was the actual foil itself or whether it was just my you know, transfer my method, but I did have major issues with this one. So you can see I'm just kind of going over it again with the silicone tool, and then just taking the foil off, and you can see on the other side there I've got some bits, so you can actually just kind of dab it on like I'm doing here. This is just another way you can you know, use these foils. With these ones with quite a heavy pattern on, it's quite forgiving, and you can kind of get away with it not being, the pattern being complete, because there's just so much happening there. It actually doesn't really matter, and for me it doesn't worry me that the pattern's not a complete 100% transfer. I kind of like the patchiness of it, and for me it just adds to the overall design. You'll see me once I've top coated these. I will top coat them and talk about them further right at the end of the video, but I'm going to keep moving on with the different foils here. This one's got a realistic looking one, a snakeskin sort of design, and yeah, I'm just sort of trying to cover up any bits there that I felt that had been missed. The other way you can you know, do this if you feel like there's a bit of patchiness, is you actually add another layer of the transfer gel and then reapply the foil over the top of it again, and then do a second transfer with it. Just use the same piece that you had before, so then you can match up the patterns, but for me it wasn't really an issue. It didn't really worry me that there were patches missing. So I'm going to use the last colour here, which is a green one. I quite like this one, sort of into these turquoisey greens and blues, and I really liked this one. Now, it was a bit of a shame it didn't transfer again, but you'll just see me sort of going over it again and trying to line up as best I could. That actually wasn't even lined up properly on this side, and anyway, I'm just going to kind of get going over it a couple more times, and then just using the actual foil itself just to dab into those missing parts. And you can see it is just sticking nicely to the areas where the glue's still exposed, and as long as you don't have any oil in that on your fingers that will interfere with the glue, you should be able to get most of it covered like this. And I really liked how this one looked in the end. It's one of my favourites. It's a bit of a close-up there. So next I'm going to move on to the marble series. And yeah, that was just all of them laid out there so you can have a bit of a look. So I'm going to start first with this beautiful one, which has got pink, and it looks like it's got gold running through it. It's very, very pretty. Now I have used a very similar colour pink to the actual marble. It's actually probably a little bit on the dark side, and you will see here once I've transferred it that it's probably darkened the overall look of this foil a little bit. So I'd probably go for something maybe slightly lighter next time, just so you can get a really nice you know, transfer of it, and it doesn't darken the overall look of it. This is the blue one. I really like this one here. It's another favourite of mine. And now out of all of them, this was my most favourite one. I really like the shade, the colours of this one here. And it was really nice with the sort of the gold foil bits showing too. Yeah, I thought it added, sort of lifted it a bit, and it sort of added a little bit of a luxury sort of look to it. It was really nice. Now you can always use these as a base for nail art. You don't have to just wear them as is. And I'm going to be doing another video, probably the next one after this one, which shows me using a lot of these tips as a base for nail art and stamping, and that's so you'll see how you can use these to sort of add to your nail art. You don't have to wear them just as is, you can use them as a base as well, so that's a little tip there for you. And then last but not least, I'm going to use the lilac one. I thought this was very pretty, had a really nice sort of fairy look to it, and yeah, it was quite a nice sort of magical looking one, this one. Okay, so I'm back with the final swatches. What I've done with these ones is I've top coated them in a matte gel top coat, and then these ones here I've applied a glossy top coat. So I'll just show you a little bit more of a closer look of what they look like, but I think that the mattes actually brought out the animal print out quite nicely. I quite like it. There was obviously a couple of mishaps with that one there, but you know what, I think with the amount of pattern on there, they're quite forgiving. Doesn't actually matter, like it doesn't worry me, but if it worried you, I'd probably try and do something a little bit closer with the base colour on that one. But anyway, I really like how these have turned out. Do you have a favourite amongst these? Yeah, let me know down below. And then for the marble ones, here's a bit more of a close-up of those ones there. Sorry, just trying to get it in focus. Yeah, these ones are really pretty. So if you're sort of more into the pretty type ones, you know, there's some really nice sort of pastel paler colours there. I really like how they've thrown in that darker one there. That's probably my favourite, but I sort of always like blues and greens and things like that anyway. So yeah, so let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like the animal print range more, or do you like the marble one, or is there a particular one out of them that you are really drawn to? So they are sold in packs of 10. I will leave the direct links down below. Thanks again, Born Pretty, for sending these out to me. I'll leave my direct links for where you can find these from, as well as the transfer gel, which is right here. So I'll leave links for you can find these products easily. And if you've enjoyed the video, I'd love a lovely thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is free to do so. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.